education.
What do you have right now in the Dallas?
Question is, did Charleston White go too far? Are y'all ready to counsel this dude now? Are y'all ready to counsel this dude? This dude goes on to a show, pulls out a gun, cusses out the staff, says F Chicago, F this guy's mama, F I think King Von, Young Dirk, King Von, FBG Duck or someone like that. Okay, I'm glad. I mean, is this really? I mean, I know this dude said some real stuff. He said some real stuff. I'm not gonna lie. You can't admit that. You gotta admit that he said some real stuff. But at this point, this is getting sad. This man is self-destructing. This is getting very sad. And all of y'all who are, promoting this man, y'all enablers. It's like, and this is what we do. We enable people because they entertain us. Charleston White is very entertaining. Very entertaining. He's very entertaining and all of that. But the man is self-destruction. The man is self-destructing. So, and y'all gonna, and this is the thing. This happened with the Biggie Tupac issue. The Biggie Tupac thing. Black people sat on the sidelines and we watched both people get killed. We watched them both self-destruct. And no one said, hey man, y'all shouldn't do that. Both self-destruct. And now we're watching this man self-destruct. This man is eventually, someone's going to get this man. And then everyone's going to be crying and boo-hooing. And I do know what's about to happen. They're about to get this man. This man's self-destructing in front of y'all's eyes. This man is pulling out guns. He's everything that he claims he's fighting against. He's everything that he claims he's fighting against. He's a rapper. It's like all he wanted was the rapper's life. That's what you're getting. An activist who acts like the rapper. He acts no better than the rappers. To go on a show and pull out a gun and cock it at 50 years old, that's what kids do. 50-year-olds don't do that. 50-year-olds don't go on people's shows and pull out guns and cock them and be like Elf Chicago and Elf Young Duck's mama and all of that stuff. That's and then we're like, he's a role model. Like, is this what we want kids to do? I mean, after that, he can't go to no more shoot. He can't go to no one else's school and talk to the kids no more. I don't know if he started out for good, but he can't go to no one's school. I wouldn't let him talk to my kids. He did clock it. Go look at it. He did. He at the end, you got to watch the whole video. He did. He clocked it, man. I mean, like, if young, and this is the thing that I have a problem with. He is always putting other states against Texas, Chicago against Texas. As a black man in the 50s, you should not care about, as black people, we got to understand, It's not about where you're from against another state. You know, it's not LA against Atlanta. If you really fully conscious of what's going on, it's not Atlanta against Chicago. It's not LA against this one or that one. Black people have to understand. Black people have to understand, like, we're all in the same boat no matter what city you're in, no matter what state or what city you're in. So I'm not going to go and represent my state or my city if I'm talking about black people. I'm not going to be like Texas niggas first. That's just irresponsible. Texas niggas first. Like, black people first. Black people, we got to work. Yeah, you got to worry about where you live, but we're supposed to be working collectively together. This man is promoting individualism, promoting Texas, like he's trying to start a war with Chicago and using Texas. It's like, come on now, why would you do that? Why are you worried about Chicago so much? You know, there's mothers in Texas, the Dallas Fort Worth area, that have lost their kids. You don't have to keep fucking with Young Dirk's, I mean, not Young Dirk, King Von's, FBG Duck's mother, Tuka's mama. You could help mamas in the Dallas Fort Worth area. Why you keep messing with these mamas in Texas? And then you're gonna get on here and talk about they tried to have sex with him and you paid their car payment. You know, like, if you do something from your goodness of your heart, this is how you tell a person's not good. If I do something from the goodness of my heart, I should never bring it up again. Never bring it up again. I should never hold it over your head. So when you're dealing with people who constantly say they're doing stuff out of the goodness of their heart, but then they always bragging about it. You know, if I give money to a charity out of the goodness of my heart, I'm not going to keep bragging about it. I'm not going to keep saying I gave $1,000 to this and $1,000 to that. Okay, I gave the money, that's good. No one has to know about it. Yeah, his days are probably numbered. And the thing is that as black people, we're watching it like I don't know why this is a train wreck waiting to happen. Someone's gonna get him. But instead of us intervening, we're constantly watching it. And a lot of us like this. I'm not trying to talk about the brother, but the brother needs help. This is getting ridiculous. This is getting well, yeah, he's a grown man, but we're sitting up here watching it. See, that's how we come in. We're sitting up here watching this, and no one's saying, hey, you know, the statement, am I my brother's keeper? That's the statement. Am I my brother's keeper? If I'm my brother's keeper, I'm supposed to let him know, hey, man, that's not the right thing to do, man. You're running down the wrong path. And then if he does what he wants to do, that's on him. But this is ridiculous. This is not helping black people. You're not helping the rappers. You're about to get murked. He's about to get murked. I don't know if they have or they haven't. They probably have, because as you seen on that show, those two people with him, they was like, man, yo, man, you bugging, man. Dude never said nothing to you. You bugging. It doesn't matter what he says is facts. It's the way that he's saying it. That's the way he's saying it, and it's getting dangerous. Like, man, you're bugging. You're pulling out a gun on people. But he is hip. He's everything that he's supposed to be fighting against. He's everything that he's been fighting against. Everything that he's fighting against, he is. That's what people don't understand. You're the rapper. You went out and got a big gold chain. You're the rapper. You're running around in strip clubs throwing money. You're the rapper. You're running around with guns. You're the rapper. Everything that he says that he's against, he is. So how can you even take him serious? Now, hip-hop ain't anti-snitch. That's what they say they are. Hip-hop is the biggest snitches. Hip-hop is the biggest snitches. Hip-hop is the biggest snitches. Hip hop is the biggest snitches. But they say no anti-snitching, but hip hop is the biggest snitches. Hip hop will snitch in a minute. I mean, hip hop will snitch in a minute, but this man is everything he says he's not. He's everything. Yeah. When it comes to that snitch game, this is the problem with that snitch game. The biggest killer on your block is probably a snitch. But the problem is he's still a killer. So you're not going to tell him he's a snitch because he's still a killer. That's what people don't understand. The biggest snitch on your block is probably a killer. He's a killer, but he's a snitch. He's a snitch. The biggest killer on your block is a snitch. But you're not going to say nothing to him because he's a killer. But, you will say something to the little snitch who's not a killer because you're not scared of him. But the main person on your block, he's a snitch. But you're not going to say nothing to him because he's a killer and you know he's a killer and he'll do something to you. That's how the snitching game goes. The snitching game is crazy. The snitching game is 100% crazy. It's like most of them guys are snitches, but you're not going to call them a snitch because they the biggest, baddest person on the block. They the biggest, baddest person on the block. You could have proof they're a snitch. You ain't going to do nothing to them. They're the biggest, baddest person on the block. It's a hierarchy to calling out snitches. It's a hierarchy. That's what people don't believe in the streets. If I'm up here, you're not going to call me out because I'm the biggest, baddest person on the block. If I'm down here, I'm low on the totem pole, those are the people that get killed for snitching, not the people at the top. Y'all the ones giving him the attention. He's like I don't know why we give him the attention and we say, oh, he says some real stuff. He's a snitch. I don't think he's a snitch. I mean, this is the problem this is why I say Charleston White's a snitch. When you agitate problems, you start the problem. You're online running your mouth. You're starting the problem. And then when I come to you about the problem, you call the police. That's snitching. If someone approaches him, if someone approaches him on the streets because he's speaking and he never said nothing about a person and he calls the cops, that's not snitching. But you can't call out a person's name, F you and do this to you. And then when I come see you, you call the cops. You're snitching. That's snitching. You're snitching. You started the problem, and now I'm coming to see you about the problem, and now you're talking about calling the police. You're snitching. Now, if I never said nothing about you, and you run up on me and I call the police, I'm protecting myself. See, that's what people don't understand. I'm protecting myself. He's snitching. You're not just shutting down drug houses because all the rappers are not drug dealers. All the rappers are not drug dealers. All the rappers are not living what they say. Now, right, he baits people into touching him. Yeah, he's another 6ix9ine. Well, 6ix9ine, see, why y'all call 6ix9ine a snitch? I don't see 6ix9ine as a snitch because this is what happened. 6ix9ine was holding all of them guys down. And then they turned on him. They was going to try to kill 6ix9ine. So 6ix9ine had to tell to save his life. So I'm like, hey, man, you had to do what you had to do. Your people turned on you first. So you had to do what you had to do. Right. He had to do what he had to do. His people was going to try to kill him. So he had to do what he had to do. They kidnapped him, broke in his house. You know, that was on them. So he did what they did. Oh, I didn't even know it was a white guy. Oh, that's very interesting. I didn't even know it was a white guy. I didn't even know Charles. It was a white guy that killed. I knew they killed the white guy, but I didn't know his friend was white. I know they broke in his girlfriend's house. Yeah, there's so many levels of snitching. You're right. I didn't even know that. He was the money maker though, right? 6ix9ine was the money maker, right? 6ix9ine was making the money, and then they got jealous of 6ix9ine. I don't know, and I don't care, because you know what? In the end, 6ix9ine is a hero because he got a violent street gang off the street. That's the bottom line. He's a hero because he got a violent street gang off the streets. So, you know, I don't care if you snitch on criminals. I really don't. I'm not into all of that snitching stuff. Like little Bootsy talking about T.I. as a snitch. Well, everybody got the no snitching code until it comes to your loved one. Everybody got everybody got that no snitching code until it comes to someone that you love who got killed in the streets, and then you want someone to say something. No. Let's keep the no snitching code when it comes. Let's keep the no snitching code. No, I know that's your loved one, but I ain't got nothing to say. I don't know who did it. So everybody got that no snitching code until it comes to someone else, until it comes down to your loved one. Then you want people to snitch. Then you want people to talk. So that whole snitching stuff, that whole snitching culture, that's the worst thing that could ever happen to black people. You know, how you gonna say, you know, you got people out here who you say, I mean, you can walk up to someone's mama and say, I'm sorry for your loss and all this shit, and you know who did it, and the person probably ain't never gonna get no justice. So, you know, forget that old snitching code stuff, you know. My whole thing with Charleston White, it ain't about you snitching. It's about your everything. You were more effective. You just didn't have the fame. You was more effective before the internet. Now, you can't go to no schools. You can't speak to no children. So you lost your effectiveness. Yeah, I got a code. You lost your effectiveness. It doesn't matter because he can't help nobody. You were more effective when you was on the ground. When you was on the ground going to schools, talking to kids, when you was going to juvenile halls, talking to juvenile halls, you were more effective. Now you don't have that clout no more. You don't have that clout no more. You can't go to no one school. You can't go to no one juvenile hall. Kids are not listening to you no more because kids don't want to be associated with you. So now you got a whole generation of kids in Texas who you can't reach. You can't even reach them no more because they don't want to talk to you. Because they're like, man. So you done lost your effectiveness. You was more effective on the ground. Now you got the fame. You got the money. But you got in this game to save kids. Now you can't even do that no more. He's not reaching no kids on the internet no more. He's not reaching them kids on the internet. These kids, you got to understand how these kids are wired. These kids still believe in the street code. So these kids, I worked with these kids. It's not my opinion. I worked with these kids. These kids are not taking him serious no more. They don't want him in their neighborhood. So now the gangsters, when they see him, all they see is he's a snitch. He's going to call the cops on me. I don't want to be around him. So it used to be you could walk up to the gangsters and talk to them and maybe reach a couple of them. But now you can't do that no more. They don't like you. You used to be more effective. You're not effective now. You're just an internet sensation. And it's coming to an end. It's coming to an end. It's coming to an end. You're just an internet sensation now. You was more effective on the ground. You was more effective on the ground. You're threatening their favorite rapper. This is what y'all don't understand. He's threatening their favorite rapper. So they're going to be with their favorite rapper because how they wired, and I'm not saying it's right, over him. So you're threatening Little Baby. You're threatening young boy, young NBA. So now I'm a fan of young NBA. So I'm not going to listen to you. See, you got to be very careful when you're dealing with these kids. You might know the truth. You might know that NBA and all of these people are not great. But these kids look up to them people. And when you start to tear down their heroes, they don't like that. So you got to use their heroes. You got to use their heroes to reach them. You just can't be like, oh, your hero's BS. How did you feel when you was a kid and someone came up and said, hey, your hero's BS? Your hero ain't shit. These kids don't have too much to look up to. And you going to tear it down? I know rap ain't great. Rap ain't the greatest music. Rap ain't the greatest music. It's not. It's not the greatest music. But unfortunately for these kids who coming from that culture, that's all they got. And when you tear that shit down, you leave these kids with nothing. You got to replace what you tear down. So he went about it wrong. These kids don't respect him no more. These kids don't respect him. They used to respect him. They don't respect him now. He can't go certain places. That's the whole thing, man. You chose the fame because he said he didn't want to die broke. He said he didn't want to die like Malcolm X. He didn't want to die like Martin Luther King. Well, I would rather die like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X because I am more effective. Because it's about the people. It ain't about the money. And too many people take the money over the people. And that's why we don't get nowhere. We don't get nowhere because people want the money. I want the money. I want the money. I don't want the money. We got to want freedom for our people. This is the white man's money. You can't say you want freedom for the people and you still connected to the white man's money because now you're never going to get free. You're never going to get free. I don't want clout. I don't represent all of y'all because all of y'all not on the level of thinking that I'm on. I understand that money ain't going to make us free. Money ain't going to make us free. That's how they keep us in slavery because you got too many people who would do anything for the money. There's too many people who sell out their principles, their morality, their morals for the money. For the money. So when an issue comes that someone needs to stand up and fight, oh, I'll give you $1 million to go out there and speak against that issue. I'll give you $2 million to go out there and speak. That's what's wrong with the rappers. The rappers, I'll give you $1 million if you go out there and talk against your own people. You got to have some type of values in your life. That's what's wrong with black people. We're easily bought. We'll sell ourselves out for 30 pieces of silver. What you think happened to Marcus Garvey? What you think happened to Malcolm X, Elijah Muhammad, Louis Farrakhan, Fred Hampton? Fred Hampton. What do you think happened to Fred Hampton? He was sold out for a couple of pieces of silver. It's too much emphasis on money and not an emphasis on building as a community. I got to walk around with a big chain. I got to walk around with the nicest car. I got to have the nicest suit on. I got to come before poor people. Poor people. People struggling. People who can't pay their light bills. People who can't pay their rent. I got to come before them looking like $1 million so they'll listen to me. Why can't I just come before them and say, here, go pay your rent. Here, go pay your light bill. Why can't we build? Why do I got to look like $1 million for you to listen to me? Why do I got to have a Bentley and ride through the hood so people in the hood would listen to me? Why? You know the mark of a man? Let me tell you the mark of a man. The mark of a man is not him. The mark of a man is not him. The mark of a man is his family. So you might see me in a holy t-shirt, some holy jeans, and some holy shoes. And that dude's poor. But when you see my wife and my children, you see them looking like $1 million. That is how you determine a man. You don't determine a man who walks around in a $500 suit or a $1,000 suit, got a watch on his hand, and his wife and his children are suffering. That's not the mark of a man. A mark of a man is to take care of his children and his wife. That's the mark of a man. Well, Charleston White needs to be destroyed because he has become an enemy of the people. He is an enemy of the people. He needs to be destroyed. You're not helping nobody. He doesn't need to be destroyed. He needs to be called back into the flock so he can help people. You're not helping nobody. You're getting too far out there. Someone needs to say, Charleston, come back. Come back, Charleston. Come back and help the people. But let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you something. Why don't you leave? Humanitarian 156, why don't you leave? If you don't like what I'm saying, leave. You don't have to be here. Just leave. Let me tell you something, though. And you might not like it. You might not like it. You might not like what I'm saying. Fuck Charleston. Why would another man defend another man? This generation is so Morse. This generation is so Morse. Where are we going to get the men at? Where are men going to stand up and say, look, brother, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. We need to stand up as men. Why are you putting Charleston White ahead of you? Because we're not men no more. Because we want to be cheerleaders. T.I. just got shot up. I didn't hear that. T.I. just got shot up. See, this is the point I was going to get to. None of y'all supported Charleston White when he was the community activist. You didn't support him. You didn't care nothing about Charleston White when he was the community activist and he had boots to ground. Y'all just got on Charleston White's dick when he decided he was going to be, shut up. Y'all decided to get on T.I. on his dick when he got on the internet and started acting crazy. And all of y'all who blame rap music, you're the same way. You didn't even know Charleston White. Shut up. All of y'all who support rap music, you're the same way. Rap music is bad. Rap music is bad. What rap music are you listening to? Everybody tell me what rap music you're listening to. What rap music you're listening to? Mr. Humanitarian. Tell me what type of rap music you're listening to. Tell me what type of rap music you're listening to. Everyone who's supporting Charleston White, tell me what rap. J. Cole. J. Cole's a sellout. He's now doing records with 21 Savage and all of them people. Tell me what type of rap music you're listening to. Everyone tell me what type of rap music you're listening to. All of y'all who say rap music is bad, rap music is that, watch what type of rap music they listening to. Tell me what type of rap. No, tell me an artist. Watch all the artists who come up. If everyone's honest. I'm not checking out your shit. Joyner, one person. J. Cole is doing records with 21 Savage now. He was, first of all, he didn't do records with them. Eminem. Okay, yeah, okay, here we go. Let me see how many positive. Lecrae. Zorro. Okay, yeah. KRS-One. Will Smith. Yep, look at Nipsey. Nipsey wasn't positive. Lil Wayne. Nick Cannon. No one's listening to Nick Cannon. Tupac. Zorro. J.O. Felony. None of these rappers are positive. None of them. Not one rapper but KRS-One. Not one of them was positive. You didn't mention you was listening to Wise Intelligence. You didn't mention you was listening to any of those positive rappers. So you are the reason that the little Bootsies, you're the reason that the little babies, the NBA, because the music, if you would support positive rappers, there would be more positive music. But you don't support positive rappers. You don't. You don't support positive rappers. You support the negative rappers. So rap music bad, but you're listening to it. You're listening to it. You're listening to it. You're listening to it. When the old school rappers come to concerts, you're not there. It's mostly white people. I went to see Lupe Fiasco, and it was mostly white people. Where was the black people at? You say you want positive music. You say the rap music is destroying the black community. Lupe Fiasco is very positive. Bunch of white people. Bunch of white people. I said, damn. I was the only black person there. I was the only black person there. I felt like the outcast. Listening to Lupe Fiasco. I should have just went and seen Pearl Jam. I felt like the outcast because it was very few black people there. Will Smith does not count as a rapper. Some of y'all want to be funny because you don't want to listen. Now, if I got up here and I was talking out of the side of my neck, you're right, it's not rap music. I never blame rap music. I don't think it's rap music's fault. But people will say it's rap music's fault. It's not rap music. The killing, if you actually go do a study of the 70s, the killing was more, y'all just naming artists now because y'all not being truthful. You're just naming artists now. Yeah, Young Dolph, he was very positive. Yeah, Young Dolph was very positive. Yeah, he was very positive. Good, positive young man. The killing was worse in 1970 than it was today. What rap music was they listening to in 1970? What music was they listening to in the 70s where in Philadelphia, they was in the 400s? What music in Philadelphia, if it wasn't for 2021, Philadelphia had like 500 murders in 2021. Their largest murder streak was in 1970 when 430 got killed. So what music was they listening to in Philadelphia in the 70s? What music? Oh, that's a good one. Too Legit to Quit. What happened to Hammer? Because everyone said he was a sellout. No one listened to him. Oh, Hammer's a sellout. When there was positive rap, you didn't want to listen to it. So it's your fault. It's our fault. Because there's positive rappers out there, but why do we navigate to the bad rappers? Hammer he was a positive person. Yeah, okay, you keep believing that. Yeah. Let me ask you this about Brand Nubian. How many people have Brand Nubian in the top 10 of their rap groups? How many people have De La Soul in the top 10? These positive people you're saying that all of y'all are naming, no one even, when you make your top 10, you don't mention them. You don't mention them. You probably mention Rakim, but you don't mention them. So how are you blaming rap music when you're the one who supports the bad rap music? You support the bad music. You support all the bad music. You probably one of the only preachers. Yeah, conscious rap doesn't sell. It doesn't sell. You don't like it. You don't go to the club to listen to conscious rap music. You go to the club to listen to booty shaking music, and you like that. But then you'll get on here and complain. You'll get on the internet and complain and talk about this rap music destroying the country. It's rap music. Well, let's look at this. Y'all also, let's look at another point about Charleston White. Now, as an advocate for black people, human trafficking is like one of the largest issues facing black women. And y'all might not like it, but when you go into those strip clubs, how is an activist going into a strip club, watching young girls strip, but then you're saying you're helping the community? You go into a strip club every night, but you claim you're helping the community. When most of those girls are either being pimped, they're prostituting for the strip club owner or to get extra money. Most of them could be human trafficked. Most of them could be underage. But yet you're helping the black community, but you must not care about black women. How do you get on TV and talk about you stole some pee from a woman? How do you get on TV and talk about you stole some pee? And you still considered a woman. I mean, you still considered an activist. You're still considered someone positive for the black community. How do you get on TV and talk about you put some crack or some drugs into a little white girl? No, he said all of this. I'm not reaching. He said all of this. All of this. He said everything I'm telling you, he said it. He said everything that I'm saying. And y'all brag and y'all still support this man. So y'all support people getting essayed. You support people getting essayed. So this man talks about, no, I don't go listen. All you got to do is go look at it. He said all of this. He said all of this. Everything I'm saying, he's a video of him saying it. He talked about taking pee from women. He talked about tricking women. So, and he's still a role model to y'all? That says something about y'all. That says something about y'all. This man could just say, he could say anything he wants, and y'all just gonna stick by him. You can't talk about the gangs and you're out here acting like this. How you gonna do that? Oh, these brothers over here are bad because they're killing each other and they selling drugs and all this, but I'm over here raping women. Come on now, get the hell out of here. You said this out of your own mouth. He said he was an activist. You said this out of your own mouth that you took a woman to the hotel and you tricked her to give you some pee and you ran out. He did say that. You can't explain. He did say that. You don't want to believe it, but that's what he said. He said that when he was a kid, they used to put the drugs, take the little girls out and have them smoke and then take them. So what are we saying? We don't care about women? We don't care about women? We don't care about women? That's basically what we're saying. We don't care about women. You can do whatever you want to women. You can do whatever you want to women. It does. He said this as a grown man. The man is constantly in strip clubs. He's constantly in strip clubs. Oh, this is the crazy thing. If your pastor was in strip clubs, though, it's a problem. But Charleston White can talk. He's speaking the truth, but he can constantly be in strip clubs. Huh? So if T.D. Jakes get caught in the strip club, y'all going to have a problem with it. But Charleston White can go to the strip club. I see what y'all saying. He shot himself in the strip clubs. We should shut strip clubs down. We should shut them down. He shot himself in the strip club. Yes, I'm speaking about Charleston White. I'm trying to save the man's life. I'm trying to save the man's life. I'm trying to tell the man, reach out to the man. Hey, man, stop. You're going too far. Stop. Well, he's an activist. He keeps, see, that's the problem. Y'all put preachers on this level and put activists on this level. An activist is the same as a preacher. Well, let your daughter go swing on the pole and you tell me what's wrong with strip clubs. Well, let your daughter be in there and your friends go in there putting their hands all on her. Yeah, bragging about guns, bragging about killing people, smoking weed constantly. You everything that the goddamn gangsters are. You just don't rap. You're everything that the damn gangsters are. You, every time we see you smoking weed, you showing us a gun. You got a big chain. You everything they are. It seems like you're jealous of them. That's what it seems like. You're jealous of them. Showing us your big house, showing us your cars. It seems like you're jealous of the rappers, hanging out with the rappers, hanging out with them. It seems like you're jealous of them. It seems like you want to be one of them. What have you done for the community? Shit. You want to break into the entertainment industry. How you going to, this is what I don't understand. How are you going to sit up there and talk about all the rituals that someone has to do to get into the entertainment industry, but then you want to get into the entertainment industry? So basically what you're saying is you want someone to bend you over. Why, if I know that all of these rituals are going on in the entertainment industry, that you got to get bent over to get into the entertainment industry, why would I be up here trying to get into the entertainment industry? So basically, what is it? You saying that, so you want to be on the level of Kevin Hart, so you saying Kevin Hart's getting bent over. So basically you're saying you're willing to get bent over to get onto the level of Kevin Hart. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. That's what I never understand. Y'all all talk about all of these rituals to get into Hollywood and to get famous, and then at the same time y'all talking about y'all want to get into Hollywood and y'all want to get famous. So what you saying? You want to get bent over? What you saying? You want to get put on your knees? That's basically what you're saying. That's basically what you're saying. You talking about what the rappers go through to get famous, and then you talking about you want to be one. And then all of y'all who are supporting him, y'all don't care that he said, fuck these, F these peoples, F these women. Give me my money back. That says something about you. Y'all don't got morals. Y'all don't got no morals. How are you going to say F someone's dead mama? How are you going to say F someone's dead son? Huh? How are you going to say F someone's dead son and your mama got two sons who've been to prison? Oh, your mama got two sons. You and your brother went to prison. Your brother's still in prison, but you're gonna say F these people. And y'all just cool with it. Charleston White's the great. Charleston White's the great. Let him say F your mama. Let him say F your dead brother. Then what you gonna say? Nah, you don't know the story. They paid him back. They paid him back. You're gonna talk about some stuff in Chicago. You're not even from Chicago. If you're not from Chicago, you should leave that shit alone. That's their shit. You don't know nothing about it. But you're gonna take up for Tuka, who's been dead for so long, when that's their stuff. You don't know what the hell is going on in Chicago. You don't know what's going on in Chicago. People look at Chicago, and we look at it from the outside, But unless you from Chicago, you don't know what's going on in Chicago. And you probably should be quiet about Chicago. Because that's a beast right there. When we talk about Chicago, that place has been like that for years. So it's not something that you can just get on the internet. Y'all need to stop killing each other. Y'all need to stop killing each other, because it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So if you're really not going to move to Chicago to put boots to ground and connect with activists, don't talk about Chicago. Leave it alone. Don't talk about it. Because ain't no internet going to save Chicago. Ain't no internet going to save Chicago. So all you doing is trying to make black people look bad. So now if you come to LA, how you going to say fuck Raymond Washington and you was running around with his daughter? Why didn't you say fuck her? Why didn't you say, hey, fuck your dad when you was in her face? Why didn't you do that? If you really have this much hatred for Raymond Washington, you was with his daughter. You could have said, fuck your father to her face. You could have said that to her face. Why did you come back to Texas to say, fuck Raymond Washington? Why did you say, fuck Tookie Williams? Tookie Williams got a son. Go to his son and say, fuck Tookie Williams. He got a son. Why don't he say that to his face? Huh? Why don't he say, see, the LA's the same way. If you're not from LA, shut up about LA. Shut up about LA, because it's a whole different beast. You got to be, only people that can solve LA's problem got to be from LA. It's a whole different beef. I can't walk into LA and solve that problem. I need some people who are from LA that's going to help me solve that problem. I don't know what they've been through that created that problem. So if I go to LA and I think I know the answers to solve their problems, I'm going to get ran out of LA. It's a whole different beef that I don't know nothing about. I got to understand what created the Crips, what created the Bloods. I got to understand, why is this a generational thing? I just can't walk in. That's my point. He's not. He's just talking. He's not trying to solve the problems, because if you're trying to solve the problems, you would hook up with people from LA. You would hook up with people from Chicago. You would hook up with people from New York. I can't walk into your house and solve your problems. I can't do that. And then, this is the crazy thing about Nipsey Hussle. I know Irmis. That's his name, Irmis. No one gives a fuck about no damn Irmis. No one. Because when Irmis was the gangbanger, no one cared about Irmis. No one cared about Irmis. If I'm saying his name right. Irmis was a demon. Now the Etrians, after he became famous, Nipsey Hussle became famous, they want to claim him. He's one of us. Well, when he was Nipsey Hussle, the gangbanger, shooting black people, nobody wanted to claim him. So he got famous being Nipsey Hussle. So now you was with his family. Why didn't you say fuck him then? Why are you saying fuck him now? Now I know Irmis. Irmis is a character. Nipsey Hussle is a character. Well, it was the work he did at Nipsey Hussle that made him famous. You go talk about Brent Favre. No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. It was when he became famous as Nipsey Hussle. He's using a diversion tactic to say, fuck Nipsey Hussle, I know Irmis. You didn't know neither of them. They're the same people. He didn't know Irmis or Nipsey Hussle. You met that man. That man was dead when you met him. He didn't know Nipsey or Irmis. So why are you saying fuck the man? You didn't know nothing about that man. You knew a little stuff about him. Claimed Big U and this Rolling 60s killed him. And now you telling everybody, fuck Nipsey Hussle, I know Irmis. Come on now. Y'all fall for this stupid stuff. Y'all fall for this. Y'all fall for this. Y'all fall for this dumbass shit that he says. That's why he can't go nowhere. He can't go to LA. He can't go to LA. He can't. And this is the thing. Why you say fuck Nipsey Hussle? I mean, fuck Tookie Williams and Raymond Washington, but you don't say fuck. He wasn't in LA. Trust me. You don't say fuck. Larry Hoover. You ain't never heard him say fuck Larry Hoover, did you? Because you know why? Larry Hoover's still alive. They'll touch his ass. He knows who to say fuck you to. Nipsey Hussle, Tookie Williams and Raymond Washington is dead. He ain't gonna say fuck Larry Hoover. He ain't gonna say fuck Chief Malik. He ain't gonna say fuck Big Meech. He'll say fuck those two dead people. Why would you say fuck Tookie Williams when Tookie Williams, before he died, was trying to stop the madness that he started? Why would you say fuck Tookie Williams when Tookie Williams was trying to stop the violence before he died? Why would you say that? We should say fuck you. We should say fuck you because you was the same way when you was younger. You joined the Crips. So why ain't we saying fuck him? Why does he have a problem with the West Coast? He was a Crip. See, that's what y'all don't understand. His problem with LA is he joined the Crips in Texas, and he blames the Crips in LA for what he did in Texas because he was a crash dummy in juvenile hall. He was a crash dummy, and now he's blaming the Crips and the Crips and the Bloods. Shit, don't ever think that because Hoover's in prison he can't do much. That's some BS. Don't think that. Don't think Hoover's in prison he can't do much. No, I'm not too old for this. You too old to have that goddamn Black Panther Party somewhere on there. I'm telling y'all the truth. Y'all idol worship. Y'all idol worship. Y'all pick up and y'all don't look at what people says, and that's the problem with black people, that y'all idol worship, and if someone talks, I'm not promoting violence. Shut the hell up. If someone promotes, if someone talks fancy enough, yeah, keep thinking that. Keep thinking that. Keep thinking that. Keep thinking that. If someone talks fancy enough, tickles y'all follow them. Y'all don't critically think. That's why we keep getting ripped off. Everybody can come to the black community and they can basically, they got big fancy words and, oh, he talks so nice. I don't like gang violence, but I understand that gang violence is not going to be, you got to go, gang violence, you need a strategy. You just can't get on TV and say, fuck them. You need a strategy. Now, if he was calling together the gang leaders, the ex-gang leaders, and he was like, look, what is the strategy that we could use to help stop gang violence? Now, if you've never been in a gang in LA, you've never been in a gang in Chicago, you've never been in a gang. See, you can't, just because you're in a gang in Texas, that's not like being in a gang in LA. That's not being in a gang in Chicago. So if you really want to stop gang violence, you can't go around fighting with people who was in gangs. These are the people that you need to stop gang violence. You can't go around, they did not. You can't go around doing that. You would have to get you can't go around saying fuck Farrakhan. He said fuck Farrakhan. What the hell? You say fuck Farrakhan? So basically you're an island. You want to be on an island. And now you done ostracized yourself from the people. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. If you want to stop the gangs in LA, move to LA, start working with the groups that they have on the ground. You have to work with the people on the ground. Go to LA and work with the people on the ground who are working with the gangs. Work with them. Go into LA's community every day. Work with them. Getting on the internet saying fuck them is not going to help. It's not going to help. It's not going to help. If you want to stop the rappers, call a conference and bring all the rappers to the conference and say, look, what can we do to help stop some of the violence in the music? If you wanna help, listen to people. Listen to people. You just can't get on here and say fuck people. You can't do that. They do care. The rappers do care. They do care. But they're getting paid to be instigators in the community. They care. They want someone to come stop. They want someone to help them. All the kids care. But they looking at us, and they look at us. They look at us. They look at us. We talk about their shoes. We talk about everything is negative. Everything we see about them is negative. Is negative. Everything we say about the young generation is negative. You're feminine. You do this. So eventually you're going to stop listening to the older generation. You're not going to want to listen to the older generation no more, because every time you turn on the TV, someone's putting you down. You can't do nothing right. Y'all destroying the community. Why can't I talk to you? Why can't I say, NBA young boy, can I have a conversation with you? Can I talk to you? Can you explain to me why that you feel the need to put out these negative lyrics? Huh? Why can't I talk to you? Why can't I sit down and let you understand that I care about you? I don't want to be Charleston White. We constantly putting down the younger generation, and then we expect them to respect us. How do you feel when you constantly got put down? How do you feel if you got constantly put down? How are you going to compare a rapper to a murderer? What are we doing? I'm just talking. So why are we going to if we're born put down, why would we keep putting each other down? I'm supposed to lift you up. I'm supposed to lift you up out of the mud, not keep pushing you down farther in the mud. I know I'm talking about nothing. Why don't you leave then, Nick? Why don't you leave? Why are you still here if I'm talking about nothing? See, some of y'all don't know the beauty of social media. You can turn it off. Leave. Leave. You don't got to listen to me. I don't need you. Fuck him. Lift the ones that can be lifted. You don't got to lift everybody, but lift the ones that can be lifted. Why put them down? You going to put every dead body down? You know, y'all say the gang members don't care, right? I went to Stanley Tookie Williams' funeral. I was there at Stanley Tookie Williams' funeral. Fuck off. Hey, humanitarian, I'm about to block you because I'm tired of your bitch ass. I went to Stanley Tookie Williams' funeral. I was at the funeral. I was a member of the Nation of Islam. And the gangs was fighting. And we was escorting the gangs. And I tripped. And the young brother, he stopped me from falling. The young brother stopped me from falling. He grabbed my arm and pulled me back up. So you say these gang members don't care. Why didn't the young brother let me fall? He could have let me fall. but he didn't. He caught me and pulled me back up. And that let me know, because before that happened, I thought the gang members didn't care. I thought they didn't care. But then I said, damn, these are humans. These kids are human, but they're trapped by their environment. Some of them don't want to be gang members. Some of them don't want to be gang members. But what have we did for them? What have we did for them? And a lot of y'all who are confronting me, you've been to prison. You've been to jail. But you on here acting like you so goody too, shoot. Am I telling the truth? A lot of y'all been to jail. A lot of this nigga right here, HTX John, he probably been to jail. He probably been to prison. That dude Humanitarian, he probably been to jail. He probably been to prison. So why didn't we just throw you away? You been to jail, ain't you? I don't care what your damn name is. You been to jail. You been to prison, huh? So why don't we throw you away? Because at one point in time, Charleston White was talking about you. He was talking about you. So, no, I'm not stereotyping them. They want to talk shit. Let's get real with it. Let's get real with it. They want to act like they shit don't stink. They want to act like they shit don't stink, and all of these rappers and all of these gangbangers. See, he's been to jail. What you go to jail for? Tell us what you go to jail for. Y'all want to act like y'all shit don't stink, but the rapper shit stinks. The gangbanger shit stinks. Well, you've been to jail and prison too. You've been to jail and prison too. So when did you wipe your ass? When did you wipe your ass? Oh, you went to prison, huh? You went to prison, huh? What you go to prison for? I hate that when people, this is the problem. We forget when we say our people need to do this, our people need to do that. We forget we are our people. That's what we forget. When we're up here talking bad about our people, we forget that we are our people. We forget that at one particular time, we were our people. We forget at one particular time that the same people we're talking about on the block, that was us. That was us. But we cleaned ourselves up. We cleaned ourselves up. We took the mud off of us, cleaned up our hair, brushed our teeth, put on some nice shoes, and now we forget where we came from. We forget where we came from, and we start to whip our people, but not knowing that was us at one particular time. That was us. So we don't have mercy for our people. So our people need to do this. Our people need to do that. Well, you are our people. Aren't you black? Didn't you come from that neighborhood? Don't you have some mercy in your heart for our people? Don't you have some mercy in your heart for our people? Don't you want to see our people do better? Right. But you ain't forgot where you came from, brother. You ain't up here talking bad about that people. You can't forget where you come from. You can't forget that at one particular time you was our people. The same people you're putting down, you was them. You was one of them. So you got to go back and redeem those people. You was redeemable. If you was redeemable, they're redeemable. Right? You're redeemable. If they was redeemable, you was redeemable. If you was redeemable, they was redeemable. They're redeemable. So you can't throw them out. You got to go redeem them. If you got to go redeem them. How am I? Exactly. You got to know where you come from. Too many of us forget where we come from. Too many of us forget who was around us. Too many of us want to get on our high horses and start putting people down. Oh, them gang members. But wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute, hold on. You was a gang member. You was doing the same thing they was doing. So what if I got on here when you was doing what you was doing and started calling the cops on you? You wouldn't like that, would you? Huh? I know it's not you, brother. You wouldn't like that, would you? You wouldn't like that, huh? If I got on here when you was in your infantile state and I started calling the cops on you, you wouldn't like that, huh? If you was in your infantile state and I started putting you down. So why wouldn't I? Because when you was allowed to grow, so let's be real about it. You was allowed to grow. Charleston White was allowed to grow. In reality, Charleston White shouldn't even be out of prison. Let's be real about it. He shouldn't. He shouldn't even be out of prison. Charleston White shouldn't even be out of prison. The person who did the murder is serving 99 years. And from what I hear, every year he goes to the probationary board and speaks on keeping that person locked up. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. He speaks on keeping that person locked up. So why, when he was shown mercy, why don't he show mercy to the gang members? You was a gang member. So go show mercy to them. Try to help them get out of the gang. Help them get out of the gang. Help them get out of the gang. Work with them. Get them out of the gangs. Help show them better opportunities. Create something for them so they don't have to be gangbangers. He says a lot of things without facts. Let him sue me. Fuck him and you. Why don't we build stuff for the gang? See, this is the problem. And this is the problem with us as black people. We want to blame everything on the gang members. We want to blame everything on the rappers. Okay, what have we built for ourselves? What have we built for ourselves? The education is poor. So when they go to school, they get a poor education. Where's black people to build a better education for the people? So first of all, they're getting poor educations. Why have you built a school? Shut up, man. Goddamn. How many people you got? Get out. Just leave. We haven't built a school. We haven't built no businesses. We live in a occupied community. No one with businesses looks like us in our own community. Everyone with a business is of another ethnicity. So when I go to the corner store, I see an Arab, I see an Indian, I see an Asian, I see a white person. It's rare that you see a black person, and if you do see a black person, that black person is from Africa or another part of the country. So where can I find employment in my community? Who in my community is employing black people? Who in the black community is employing black people? Most black people do not even work in the black community. Most black people have to go get a job at Walmart or some white business. So while we running around here talking about fuck white people, if it wasn't for white people, we wouldn't even have jobs. Right. Brothers like brother, put your business out there. Make sure you get some people know what type of business you got so we can support you. Put your business out there, brother, so we can get you some support. So whatever you need, black people support my brother's business. Support my brother's business. We can't even be construction workers because they're not even hiring us. They're building a shopping mart where I live. There's no black people there. It's all Hispanics. There's no black people. There's no black people. Tell me I'm lying. Someone tell me I'm lying. You go to most of these construction jobs. There's no black people. No black people. I'm glad you do. Put your business out there. Put your business out there and let people know what you do. I don't care if I don't like you. I still support black businesses. But you do know handsome guy, 5150. Tell me I'm lying. Am I lying, handsome guy in California? Who's doing most of the construction work? You go in any construction, it's not us no more. So now, what do people got to look forward to in the black community? A bunch of churches? That's all we own, a bunch of churches and hair salons. What do we got to look forward to? We don't own nothing. We're not building nothing. We're not creating nothing. So what are we doing in the black community? And then we're getting upset at the gangsters. We're getting upset at the gangsters. We're getting upset at there's too much murder going on in the community. Well, when a people are idle, this is what they do. When a people don't have no direction, this is what they do. They turn on themselves. Where is the direction in the black community? We blow like the wind. This week, we're on the little girl who got killed in Mexico. Next week, we'll be on to something else. We move like the wind. We never focus. We're like sheep. We're easily led in the wrong direction, but hard to lead in the right direction. That's how we are. We easily led in the wrong direction, but hard to lead in the right direction. We move with the media. The media tells us, oh, this is wrong for you. This is right for you. We don't critically think. We don't critically think about anything. You just listen to words. So how, if we haven't put nothing, us of higher consciousness, us who say we know we got some type of consciousness and we don't do nothing, so how do we blame those of us who don't have consciousness? If you say you got consciousness and you understand what's going on and you don't build, how do you blame those of us who don't have consciousness? How can you blame the rapper when he gets $1 million put in his face and he signs that contract? What did you have in place for him? What did you have in place for him? You didn't have nothing in place for him. So you go on a crusade talking about rap music. But wait a minute. What did you have in place for him? He takes that $1 million because now he thinks he can feed his family. He takes that $1 million because now he can help his friends. But what did we have in place for him? What did we have in place for him? What did we have for him? How was we going to feed him? He went to a poor educated school. He didn't see us at the schools trying to improve the education. He lived in a drug-infested community. So he didn't see us trying to clean up that community. So he looks and finds why do I want to work a 9-to-5 getting paid minimum wage? So he takes that $1 million contract, and the people who give him the money tells him, you got to put out this kind of music if you want to help your mama, if you want to help your family, if you want to help your friends. But what do we have in place for him? We don't got nothing in place for him. So we have no right to complain. We have no right to complain. We haven't built anything for him. So why are we complaining about what he does? Until we build something, We need to shut up. We need to shut up. We need to shut up. And all of y'all who blame them, tell me how many of you, if they put 1 million or more in front of you, will walk away? Huh? How many of you will walk away? There's not too many people who are going to walk away. It's not too many people who are going to walk away from that $1 million or more dollar and say, "Oh, I can't do this." You're gonna sign that contract. Shit, you're doing it for less than that now. You're doing it for less than that now. You working at some job right now that is causing destruction to some people somewhere else. So what the hell are you gonna do when they put that $1 million contract, in front of you? What are you gonna do? So how are you blaming them? Yeah, they shouldn't talk the filth, and they shouldn't degrade black people. They shouldn't do that. But what do we have in place for them? So I think we need to shut up. We need to shut up until we decide that we're going to build something for ourselves. We need to shut up until we decide that we're going to build something for ourselves and for our kids. And we first need to start with the educational system. It takes nothing for us to put together and get some schools together and get people who are going to really teach in those schools. Our greatest talent is working for our enemy. Our greatest talent is working for our enemies. Yeah, I ain't heard that. Our greatest talent, our psychologists, our doctors, they all work for our enemies. Why won't they work for us? Why can't they work for us? Oh, we don't have nothing in place for them to work for us. This is the thing. We need to stop the killing. I'm not going to say we don't. But how can you ask them to have unity when us of consciousness doesn't have unity? We're divided in the churches. We divided in the fraternities and the sororities. We divided in the Muslims, the Moors, the Hebrew Israelites, the Masons. We divided by our cities. Then we divided by our neighborhoods. We're divided by our skin color. How can you expect those people, the Crips, the Bloods, the Gangster Disciples, the BDs, to have unity when you have a whole bunch of consciousness up here that fights each other? The consciousness, the people who say they're conscious can't even enter a room and hash out a plan to lead black people. When we enter this room, this is what happens. Don't call us black. We're not black. We're Moors. No, we're not. We're Hebrew Israelites. No, we're not. Jesus Christ is the Savior. How do you expect the Crips and the Bloods to get along? How do we expect the Crips and the Bloods to get along? I'm a alpha and omega. I'm alpha. I'm beta. Then the constant bickering that goes on in the higher level of black people, but we expect the Crips and the Bloods to get along. Oh, we got 100 churches in a 3-mile radius, all preaching the same thing. And they can't. And you expect the Crips and Bloods to get along? You expect the Gangster Disciples and the BDs to get along? Well, first of all, you will see a change when those 100 churches become one church. When those 100 churches become one church, you will start to see a change, because that means unity is happening. But we have 100 churches. We have 100 churches in a 3-mile radius, all teaching the same thing on Sunday. And we expect the Crips and the Bloods to get along? We expect the BDs and the GDs to get along? What the hell is you talking about? What the hell is you talking about? We can't get along, and we're supposed to be the righteous. We're supposed to be the conscious ones. How the hell do you think they're going to get along? We can't even get in a room. We can't even get in a room together without arguing. Without arguing with each other. Confronting each other on the streets about whose religion is right. That's what we do. We confront each other on the streets about whose religion is right, but we expect the Crips and the Bloods to get along. Ain't that foolish? That's foolish. Tell me, just put it in the comment if you think that's foolish. Tell me, is that foolish? Is that foolish? Is that foolish? That's foolish, ain't it? That's foolish. And we've been going through this. We've been going through this since slavery. Since slavery. Since slavery, we've been going through this. Yes, everyone does this. Since slavery. We could not put together our differences in slavery. In slavery, we couldn't put together our differences. There was some people who said, let's just kill them all. No, let's not kill them all. God said this. What? What? Harriet Tubman said she would have freed more slaves if she would have known they were slaves. The greatest slave rebellion, Nat Turner, his competition was other slaves. Other slaves was fighting Nat Turner. You come blow my nose for me. Nat Turner was fighting other slaves. Let that sink in for a minute. When Nat Turner came to the plantations, he was met by other slaves. His competition wasn't white people. He was met by other black slaves. Denmark Divisi was turned in by slaves. I don't give a fuck. Fuck Charleston White. Denmark Vesey was turned in by other slaves. The Geechee Wars, they was fighting other slaves. The NAACP, which y'all love so much, was started by Jewish people to oppose Marcus Garvey, so they went out and got W.E.B. Du Bois. They went out and got him to oppose Marcus Garvey. So, throughout history, black people with knowledge. I'm not a liberal. What the fuck? A liberal and a conservative? That's like arguing over who is the best slave master. When I talk to someone and they say I'm conservative or I'm a liberal, I just stop talking to them because you're basically like picking between Jefferson's plantation and Washington's plantation. That's just dumb to me. Throughout history, black people with knowledge have opposed other people with knowledge. Have opposed other black people with knowledge throughout history. But yet, we expect people without knowledge to unite. That is crazy. That is crazy. That is freaking crazy that you would expect people without knowledge to unite while black people with knowledge constantly are fighting each other. And the new war is Republicans or Democrats. What the fuck are y'all talking about? Let's give a brief history and I'm gonna leave it alone. Give me 5 minutes. I do need to blow my nose. I'll be right back. Let me end it on this note. What president, whether they was a Republican or a Democrat, did anything for you, including Obama? What president, whether they was a Republican or a Democrat, did anything for you? What president, huh? What president? What president? Name the president, whether they're a Republican or a Democrat, did anything for black people. I'll wait. I'll wait. Y'all said Obama didn't have the Congress. That's a lie. You said Obama didn't have the Congress. Yeah. Obama didn't have the Congress. But the Congress, the first 4 years, he didn't want to do nothing for black people or Moors or Hebrew Israelites or whoever the hell y'all call yourselves. He didn't care. He did something for the LGBTQ. Go ahead, man. What says you before I get off here?
Lyndon B. Johnson.
What'd he do for you?
He signed in 1964-65 Civil Rights Act.
Who benefited more? Who benefited more? How did it benefit black people?
It did something for us.
No. How it benefit black people? Tell me how it benefited black people.
It gave us the right to vote.
We already had the right to vote. Okay, wait a minute. I don't want to argue. Let me just say this.
More segregation.
That was the worstest thing that ever happened to us. But let me say this right here. Black people are the least people who benefited from the civil rights movement. We kicked the door down and everybody else ran through and jumped. And it was like Black Friday. You know how Black Friday going to be tomorrow?
We had to start somewhere. But
wait a minute, listen to me. You know how Black Friday going to be tomorrow? You got the people at the front of the door, and then the people in the back are going to rush in, and they're going to be trampling over the people in the front. That's what the civil rights was. That's what the civil rights movement was for us. We ain't did nothing. It didn't benefit us.
Everybody's entitled. Sir, let me say this. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, just like you have your
I'm not entitled to my opinion. I'm about to give you facts and proof. I'm gonna give you facts and proof.
Well, my facts say Lyndon B. Johnson did something. I'm gonna tell you a couple of people who you ever hear Ronald Reagan and Nixon speaking about when certain African nations was allowed to join the UN. He said they just learned to wear shoes. So how do you know? Those are two.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Are you trying to say Lyndon B. Johnson wasn't a racist?
I'm not going to go into his profile like that.
No,
Everybody.
No, wait a minute. Are you trying to say Lyndon B. Johnson was a racist?
Because you're trying to make some things facts.
Lyndon B. Johnson was a racist. Lyndon B. Johnson was a racist. Lyndon B. Johnson was a racist.
What did he do racist?
What did he do racist?
Yes.
What did he do racist?
Doc, you trying to get something to fit your profile.
Lyndon B. Johnson was a racist.
Okay, if you say so.
Lyndon B. Johnson was calling Martin Luther King the N-word.
He called him a
monkey. He called him a monkey.
He had a meeting at the White House. He was the first
president. And he called him a monkey. He called him a monkey. Look it up.
It's not what they call him, it's what he answered to.
Okay, let me ask you something. What did Lyndon B. Johnson do for black people? You said he ended segregation.
Let me ask you this. What do you want? What do you want? Because no matter if they give you caviar, you're going to say that's not good enough. If they give you steak,
I just want you to admit Lyndon B. Johnson was a racist. That's all I want you to admit. I just want you to admit that he was a racist. Hey, wait a minute. Truck Warren. I don't want to waste your times no more, so I'm going to block you. So you can go on and go somewhere else. I'm going to block you, Truck Warren. So, okay. I just want you to admit Lyndon B. Johnson was racist. That's all I want you to
can't get me to admit that, dude. Come on now.
So you like Lyndon B. Johnson?
It's not a question of like.
It is a personal. Okay,
That's just it.
what did Lyndon B. Johnson do for us? He gave us the
I
Civil
just told
Rights
you. I
Bill.
just told you. I just told you.
He gave us the Civil Rights Bill. Now, in your mind, how did the Civil Rights Bill help us?
It's not nothing about in my mind. It's the action. See,
No, 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 no. Okay, 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 okay,
you try
okay,
to
okay,
phrase
okay,
stuff
okay,
that
okay.
fits
Wait
your
a minute, old
narrative.
dude. Okay, old school. Tell me how you believe the civil rights helped us.
And speaking of old, let me ask you a question. How old are you? Because I'll be 65 on the 6th of next month. Let me ask you something. How old are you?
What does that have to do with anything?
Just like you asking me a question, I can ask you questions
Because
too,
you
right?
don't believe that you can talk to me?
Huh?
You don't believe that I have put in more work than you have?
No, it's not about that. You see,
I have put in more
there's
work
some,
for black people than you have. You seem
man,
like a sellout.
you don't know what I've done,
You
man.
seem like a sellout. But anyway. Oh, he left. Why you leave, man? I just said you seem like a sellout. Don't get on here and say Lyndon B. Johnson wasn't a racist. Don't do that. It ended Jim Crow law. It ended Jim Crow law. You can tell I put more work into him. Anybody who believes in Lyndon B. Johnson just went to work. That's all they did. They just went to work. Anybody who believed that the Civil Rights Bill helped us really just went to work. Oh my fucking God. The civil rights movement was the worst thing that ever happened to black people. It was the greatest transference of wealth. I'm not a hater, I'm a reality. When we y'all I don't do y'all study? Do y'all read? That's what I want to know. Do y'all study? Do y'all read or y'all just regurgitate shit? Do y'all listen to Dr. Claude Anderson? Do y'all listen to Dr. Claude Anderson? You know, oh, wait a minute, hold on. Oh, I want to sit at the back of the bus. See, you don't know what history is. If you understood history, you would understood that black people own their own buses. I wasn't sitting at the back of the bus. I wasn't sitting at the back of the bus. Black people had their own history. Black people had their own economy. You could go to black restaurants. It wasn't until black people went to college and came back to, oh, no, let me stop. No. You know what it was? It was the NAACP. The NAACP, which is ran by Jews, was the ones who wanted us to desegregate. We had our own economy. We had our own economy. We had our own towns. We had our own hotels. We had everything of our own. And then when civil rights came, we gave it all up to integrate because we felt the white man's bed slept better, the white man's ice was colder, the white man's hamburgers were juicier. We gave it all up. Everything. We gave up everything to integrate. That's why Martin Luther King said he felt that he had integrated his people into a burning house because when he felt, he even said that dream turned into a nightmare because he realized, damn, black people gave up everything to get nothing in return but the right to vote. We got the right to vote. Woo! The right to vote. Yeah, that's what we got. The illusion of choice. We've been voting since 1965 and we ain't got nothing. We've been voting since 1965 and tell me how the neighborhoods look the same as they did in 1965. Ain't nothing changed for us. Everybody who comes in the country outdoes us. Everybody who comes in the damn country outdoes us. We ain't did nothing. We've been voting since 1965, and y'all still talking about, let's continue to vote. You can't vote your way to freedom. You can't vote your way to freedom. How you gonna vote your way to freedom? They ain't gonna do nothing. Democrats are Republican. A bird needs two wings to fly. Yes, I would. The right to vote. Hmm. And then you stupid asses, you wouldn't be able to do this, you wouldn't be able to do that. Maybe if you really understood history and stopped listening to the History Channel, you would know what I was doing. You would know what people was doing back then. You still listening to the History Channel. They were just lynching black people. They were just beating black people's ass. You gave as good as you got. I don't vote at all. I don't vote at all. What the hell am I gonna vote for? They ain't gonna do nothing for me. And if you really look at it, we need to build something for ourselves. We need to build something for ourselves. Right. A country that can't even print its own money gets to select its own leaders. Get the hell out of here. A country that don't even print its own money gets to select its own leaders. Get out of here. They get told what to do. They tell those people what to do. They give them an agenda to a push. They don't care about you. When you voted in you Obama didn't. Most of y'all voted for Obama based on skin color. Y'all didn't even know that man's policies. Y'all don't even know that man's policies. This is the problem with voting. The problem with voting is that's why Joe Biden went on TV and said, if you don't vote for me, you are not black. Lyndon B. Johnson said, I would have them Negroes voting Democrat for the next 30 years, or how many years? Doesn't that sound kind of alike? Lyndon B. Johnson said, I would have them Negroes um, voting Democrat, yeah, for 200 years. How many years he said? Doesn't that sound just like if you're not black, if you don't vote for Democrats, if you don't vote for me, you're not black? That's the same damn sentiment. The same sentiment. The Democrats expect black people to give them their vote. They don't even come to try to get your vote no more. They don't even come to campaign anymore. They automatically expect you to vote for them. They automatically expect you to vote for them. And they don't even if they feel that you're not going to vote for them, they'll give you a Kamala Harris, a Supreme Court justice, or they'll give you some type of token. They'll give you some type of token to make you vote for them. See, the problem is black people give their vote away too freely. We don't get nothing in return for our vote. We don't get nothing in return for our vote because we don't have an agenda. Ice Cube tried to put together an agenda. Trump said he would do the agenda, but we still went out and voted for Biden. So let's see what happened under Biden. Asian got a hate crime bill. The Jews got a hate crime bill. We didn't get nothing. We haven't got nothing under Biden. So why did we vote for him? He hasn't did nothing for us. And y'all, but we constantly, every year there's a vote of election, we automatically vote Democrat. And we don't get nothing in return for our vote. So why are we voting? We're just voting to participate because everybody else gets something in return for their vote. The Asian community gets something in return for their vote. The Hispanic community gets something in return for their vote. We just give our vote away. We get nothing in return. So if we're going to use voting, we got to use it as a strategy. We got to use voting as a strategy. So voting is not the end all, but voting can help us, if we do it correctly, get what we need. So when people want to vote, we say, look, if you want our vote, this is what we want in return. But we don't do that. We don't do that. We just vote. And we vote Democrat. We vote Democrat and we get nothing back in return. Right. Just because it's so if we're gonna vote, we gotta vote smart. We can't just vote. We just can't go and pull a lever. We have to understand this is what we're asking for. If you want our vote, this is what we're asking for. We're not just gonna give you our vote. We're not just gonna walk into the voting pool and vote Democrat because mama, grandma for her and grandma for her was voting Democrat. See? Why should I vote? It ain't helping my community. Another thing we do, like in Oakland, California. Another thing we do, Oakland, California. Oakland was like an all black town. Oakland was 75% black. And like 10 black candidates ran up against Jerry Brown, a white man. 10 black candidates. Because the 10 black candidates split the black vote, Jerry Brown was able to walk into being the mayor. And he destroyed Oakland. He destroyed Oakland. He destroyed Oakland so bad that it's only 25% black. He came up with a plan where he was going to bring in 10,000 new people to Oakland. And these 10,000 new people raised the rent of Oakland. So black people can't even live in Oakland, an historically black city. See, if those 10 black people would have got together and said, look, who got the best plan? That would be the person that would represent us. There would have been a black mayor, and Oakland would still be 75% black. But because 10 black people couldn't put away their egos, they split the vote, and Jerry Brown won. Did I say voting was wrong? I said how we vote. I said how we vote is wrong. If we're not going to vote the right way, then why vote? If we're not going to vote the right way, if you're going to split the vote among black people, why vote? That's what I'm saying. If we're not going to get nothing in return for our vote, why are we voting? Right. We have to get something in return for our people. If you're just going to vote to vote and you're not going to get nothing in return for your people, just for your people, for your community, why are you voting? That's what you're supposed to vote for. Y'all just putting people in the office to say I voted. And this is the thing. It doesn't matter. The guy was kind of correct. It doesn't matter if the person's a racist. It doesn't matter if the person, whatever the person is. It's who's going to do what for you. No, it's not see, that's stupid. Someone says, should whites vote for their people? And that's the wrong there. Even white people should vote in their best interest. If you're not getting anything in return, why are you voting? Why are you voting? You don't vote based on people's skin color. You don't vote on based on people's religion. You don't vote based on people's sex, sexual orientation. You vote for people because they're going to do something for you. That's how you vote. You don't, oh, I'm going to vote for a black guy because I'm black. You don't even know that dude's policies. I'm going to vote for a Democrat because I'm a Democrat. Well, the Democrat might not have the best policies for you. You just, that's why I say, why vote? I'm not, and you could get on me for not voting, but hell, until we learn how to vote, I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to just give, I'm not just going to go in there and vote for someone to say that I voted and that person ain't never going to do nothing for me. I voted for Obama based on the fact that he was black the first time. I didn't vote the second time. The third time I voted for Trump. The fourth time I voted for Trump. Trump had the best policy to me, so I voted for Trump. I agree. We do need term limits. You don't need people in office for 40 and 50 years. That's BS. You don't need nobody who's damn near 100 still trying to run the country. That's stupid to me. Fucking 100 years old. Hey, Darrell Dallas 777. I'm gonna tell you something. You can't overthrow the Capitol unless someone allows you to overthrow the Capitol. So let that sink in. You can't overthrow the Capitol unless someone allows you to overthrow the Capitol. So that wasn't them trying to overthrow the Capitol. They had some. If y'all believe January the 6th, y'all should be afraid because that means any terrorist group can just run into the Capitol. You can't overthrow the Capitol unless someone allows you to overthrow the Capitol. Okay, keep believing. Well, you go try it. You go try it. You go try it. It wasn't Donald Trump. That was them trying to make it look like it was Donald Trump. They knew what was happening. You see what happened? They knew what happened. Y'all fall for these false flags all the time. Y'all knew what happened. They knew what happened. Y'all just believe the media. Y'all believe anything the media tells y'all. They try to overthrow the Capitol. Right. They still had session. It was that, but I'll tell you how you know it was false. When they had the Million Man March, when they had the Million Man, they took away his power. When they had the Million Man March, all of them ran. They shut the whole Capitol down. The president left. Everybody left. Everyone left when they had the Million Man March. So you're telling me that everyone knew that Donald Trump was going to have a rally on January 6th. You're telling me, and everyone thought that there might be the chance for violence, that Nancy Pelosi, whatever damn name is, was going to have a session. Come on now. Didn't that seem kind of funny? Like, wouldn't they like, oh, okay, we don't know what's going to happen, so let's just not have a session. Wouldn't they do that? Yeah, that's how you know it was fake. They wanted that to happen. They was opening the doors. The cops was just standing there. They wanted that stuff to happen because now they could impeach Trump. They could blame Trump. Man, y'all be falling for that BS, man. They hate Trump and y'all hate Trump. You really didn't see what happened. There's videos showing the police officers opening the doors. There's videos showing the police just watch people go into the Capitol. America was better under Donald Trump. I mean, shit. How's it better under Biden? You can't even go to the grocery store. Under Trump, you could go to the grocery store. Under Biden, you can't even go to the grocery store. Can't even put gas in your car. Shit. They have to give you a stimulus check under Biden because shit, your paycheck don't go far enough. If they don't give you a stimulus check, we all be homeless under Biden. But I know y'all listen to the media. Y'all love the media. The media said Trump bad. Orange man bad. Orange man bad. I know. That's what the media said. Orange man bad. Hey, look, I got no more time for this. Because of COVID. Because of COVID. And everything Trump said about COVID was they're proven true. Come on now. Everything Trump said about COVID is being proved true. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Under Biden, under Biden, under Biden, you lost your job if you wouldn't have took the jab. And now they saying that the most people who died took the jab. Make that make sense. That's my last point. I just want to make that. Let's just make that make sense. Most people under Biden, if you didn't take the jab, you got fired. But now they have said the most people who have died have took the jab. Make it make sense. Make that make sense. That makes sense, huh? Yeah. Make that make sense. So if Trump would have won, the jab would have been voluntary. You had to volunteer. It was up to you if you took it, if you didn't take it. Biden wins. He makes it mandatory. That was in the Washington Post, my man. Go look up the Washington Post. Go look at the Washington Post. That's what the Washington Post says. Go look it up, my man. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. That was actually the Washington Post. Did not make those numbers up, my man. Washington Post, playboy. I was in the Washington Post. Yeah. Yeah. Go look at the Washington Post. They'll tell you this. They'll tell you the numbers. Go read the Washington Post. Oh, and type in dying suddenly. You see a lot of people just dropping dead. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm out. Orange man good.